All right, we are looking at the stock market and also we'll take a quick look at Bitcoin as well. And we're starting off June. This is June 1st, 2018. And a lot of funds are kind of having inflows. And we got this morning at 8:30 the large jobs increase. So actually, this morning I got an alert saying that Trump looks forward to the Friday jobs number. This was like a 7 or 7:30, and the report comes out at 8:30 a.m. And I think there were some indications that he kind of knew it was positive. And here on CNBC it says he's looking forward to it. That's 6 hours ago, and right now it's around 1 p.m. On Friday. So 6 hours ago is before the report. So he kind of already saw this coming, and about an hour before 8:30 release, the president said he is looking forward to the employment numbers. So, I mean, these numbers, the five most important numbers from that jobs report well, the first one is the expectation of 188,000, but there was actually 223,000, right? So this is like the lowest unemployment rate that the country has had for quite some time, and the markets we're actually rallying into it. So right now, this is the S&P 500 futures, finviz.com. If you click on futures right here, you'll see all these different charts, and the main ones we follow are Dow, S&P 500, Nasdaq, Russell, and just for charting purposes, I'm gonna go to trading view so I can kind of mark it up. But basically, this is the daily chart. So each bar is 1 day, right? So today, yesterday we closed around 2705, and we're in the 2730s. So what I saw pattern-wise is this setup right here. So I'm gonna mark it up. All right. So this text tool, like we have I think of an ABCA, right? ABCA, and then we have an ABCB, but that B was actually it wasn't complete yet. So then this became an ABCB. So this became where the B was. I thought it was here, but this is the B. And then what happens is here you have a 1. Let me make this into an I first, right? So we have a 1, and you have a 2 here, and then the 3 here, and then an ABC4. So the interesting thing about this 4 is that C part was higher than the A, right? ABC, this here was higher than here. And so that could either be bullish, or if it's not, if it fails like it did here, then what this becomes is this is actually, instead of 4, this becomes, I'll just say here, an A, and this becomes up here, this 2740 region, a B, and then in an ABC, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 C, right? So then this becomes the real fourth wave, right? So now we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Actually, never mind. This is not correct. So this is 4, and this becomes 5, and that becomes a 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this. I'll keep it as that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what happens after we peaked out on this day, this is May 22nd, then you have what follows an A, and then a retest of that highs, but it couldn't get through that resistance region, right? So after spending a lot of time here and being stuck, we dropped huge, right? So at that point, let me just say that's a C, and that's a 2, right? So now we have that classic Elliott wave pattern where you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, ABC 4, 5, wave 1, and then an A, B, C wave 2. That ABC itself, that B wave, is complicated with a lot of up and down. Just really couldn't get above this kind of resistance region right here, right? And it's almost like in order to get over that resistance region, it has to retest that support, and that the breakout level is right around here. Um, so that's where it kind of broke out. Or there's also support right here at the top of one. The top of one more closely aligns with where it actually uh, looks like it retested. Um, and so there was a time that it looked like if we couldn't get over this region, then this whole thing would be an A, B, and a C, and this would start the wave down. Right, but it reacted strongly from here, and this is a critical level because that's the inside portion of the classic Elliott wave pattern: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 waves up and 3 waves down, A, B, C down, right? And then it moves up and it fails at this 2730 region, and then it pulls back down. So at this point, let's take a little bit closer look at the hourly, right? So it tried to attack this 2730 region, but then it pulled back, and that's the prior support region is right here, right? So for a moment there, it broke down, but it found support right here. And so the 8:30 report this morning happened around here. So it was actually rallying from these lows, 2705. It was rallying towards 2719, and then after the report, it actually pulled down, right? So it pulled down. Why? Because you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that completes a wave 1. So in order to go further higher, it needs to pull down in a wave 2 in order to rocket up in a 3. So that's basically what we're seeing here. Um, and you can see this if you zoom in further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's almost like you have a 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Now it gets harder to define. But the whole point is, you finished this. Let me zoom out again. You finish this one. This should go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and then you got the 1, you got the 2, and then it rallies into that 8:30 report on a wave 3. So that what that indicates is that it should at least try to attempt this 2735, 2740 region, which it's doing now. Now from here, it could do an ABC and pull back to 2729, 28, and then before reattempting the 2740 region. But I believe it should, test this region, going into the weekend. There's also the possibility, given the size of this wave 2 drop, that the wave 3 will hit the 172 extension or 1618 extension, and you can kind of eyeball that and see that it could, I was hoping that we would reach this kind of 2765 region before, and I would imagine if we do go straight there, then it would pull back from there and retest this 2740 to 45 region. So that's my best guess for the immediate scenario, assuming that we're able to spend some time in this 2735 to 2740 region. So that's the S&P 500, and there was a time when I thought this wasn't going to happen, right? So you look at the Nasdaq. Well, actually, real quick, let me just show you this. I have this. This is a daily view, right? And what we saw on the trading view chart was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A, B, C, right? That's the classic Elliott wave pattern. And that wave 3 is a one green candle, and then a wave 2 red green candle before a green wave 3 candle that supposedly at least is trying to attack this resistance zone. So, if we looked at this, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC, that ABC is like in an uptrending ABC. So it's by far the most bullish compared to S&P. If you look at Dow, you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also, and then in ABC, this nasty wave C that basically erased most of the rally, and then wave one up, wave two down, and but that wave two down is basically the same place as where it was before. Whereas Nasdaq, the wave two was consolidating near the highs. When it was pulling back, I thought this wasn't going to happen because I saw Nasdaq and you have this region right here, 7,000 basically, 7,000 to 7,010. You have potentially a head and shoulders. Let me see if I can draw this. Not a straight line. Let me do this. Okay, so you have this guy, you have the head. So this is left shoulder, head, and then I was thinking this might be the right shoulder. And it looked like at this region that if this didn't hold support here, it would fall dramatically lower. And if it eventually broke this kind of area, then it would drop down a lot. But this critical area held on. And so it was actually the most bullish one, and it spent a lot of time here coiling up. And after the jobs report today, we could see that, so we could see that it pulled back, but then started to move up. So, we're now going into new highs, or going towards new highs, not quite there yet. The previous one being around 7,200. But it's almost like Trump saw the good numbers, and in a way, the pattern was set up for it too. It's also possible. It'd be interesting to see, well, what if the numbers were something different? Would the charts have done something different? It's very possible too. So, but it's also interesting to note that the setup for the upside was there, and of course, we were holding on to S&P SPY calls, and we entered those right around here at 27.14. Initially went up, went back down, went back up overnight, and then that 27.14 region was the launch pad for this rocket up that we're seeing so far. So right now, let's see if this 27.40 region holds as resistance. If not, the next region should be over 27.50. So I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll see what happens in the next over the weekends and how this market closes today. So there you have it, the market analysis for S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow. And we didn't take a look at the Russell, but the Russell is actually the most bullish, but the pattern is less clear. So that's why I focus on the S&P 500, Nasdaq, and Russell. So anyway, I hope that was helpful, and I'll be doing more analysis going forward, and see you guys next time.